Rob, man, you got your big opportunity coming up on Saturday. How was this training camp for Murata?
It was the best training camp I've ever had. You know, it's phenomenal. We worked extremely hard. Eddie Mustafa Muhammad got me in great shape, best shape I've ever been in. And not only that, you know, it was training specific to Murata. So very confident, very ready.
A lot of good sparring in Vegas too, I imagine.
Absolutely, yeah. Some of the best you can get. So we definitely took advantage, you know, of all the sparring we can get, and of course the great mountain. We ran Mount Charleston every weekend. So you know, it's just very, very excited, very ready.
You were saying, you know, doing training specific for Murata.
Absolutely.
Do you feel like with a guy like him, you know what you're getting on fight night, because he's usually, he's usually come forward.
He's very comfortable in his style that he has. You know, as good as that style is. You know, it's not very hard to figure out just stopping it. You know, you just have to be able to take advantage of the opportunities that he'll give you. And I think that we're going to be able to take advantage of those opportunities.
What do you think your strengths are heading into the fight?
I think I'm definitely the more athletic of the two. I think that we both have a great amount of punching power, so I'm going to be able to utilize. I mean, you know, of course, this is coming from, you know, my point going toward him. Of course, I'm going to be able to utilize a lot of the speed and the power, being more athletic and faster. Of course, he's going to have the deep amateur experiences. You know, that he's going to have a lot of experience in that. But again, this is professional boxing. You know, so this is a lot of the strengths that he has that he's bringing from the amateurs are great. You know, he's not going to be a very surprised guy by anything that's happening, but I think that we're going to have a couple of things in order to take advantage of in terms of what we look for pro scoring. You know, in terms of pro scoring, and be able to land the bigger, harder shots and keep him on the back foot a little bit.
You know, with the news of Canelo signing this huge deal with DAZN, it looks like middleweight's the place to be. What do you think of that?
Mm-hmm. You know, only thing I think about is Murata right now. I think it would be a disservice to myself and almost disrespectful towards Murata to be looking past them. That's how you lose. You know, so I haven't really. I mean, of course, good for Canelo. He set his great grandkids up with that deal. You know, I mean, I'm happy for him. Congratulations. You know, if we happen to cross paths one day, you know, I hope to get a piece of that action. But the only thing I'm thinking about is Murata.
Well, in a way, though, it helps all you guys at middleweight, though.
100%.
Raises
Absolutely.
the bar.
I think the middleweights, you know, it's middleweight and welterweight are amongst, you know, of course, you know, you got the heavyweight division coming back at the resurgence of that. But those are the three biggest heavyweight divisions in boxing right now, and I'm just very fortunate to be born into that size, you know, in order to really take advantage of it.
Do you expect at some point for it to become, you know, something of a brawl? Because you mentioned your advantages in speed, but you fought very aggressively in past fights as well. So do you think at some point, like the cat fight catches fire?
I think that's where it'd be most you know, advantageous for me is to make that more of a fight than a point match, because he has proven he's the best in the world at point fighting. You know, being an Olympic gold medalist, he's the best in the world at the size at doing that. So I don't think it'd be advantageous for me to go out there and try to play tag with him. You know, I think it's going to go out there and make it a fight, but an intelligent fight.
So you're looking for a knockout then?
Yeah, you know, again, you know, you can fight someone and be aggressive and land the bigger shots without knocking somebody out. I mean, of course, it'd be easier to call a knockout if you've seen him dropped and wobbled multiple times, but he's not a guy you've seen dropped or wobbled at all. You know, so I mean, if he can take the shots and he can go through, you know, the 12 rounds, kudos. You know, that's great. You know, but we're prepared to make it a 30-second fight or a 36-minute fight.
How did your experience in the World Boxing Super Series get you ready for this level? Just, you know what I mean, fighting internationally, fighting.
You know, what it really did was let me know that I have to actually put in the work. You know, being undefeated, I kind of held that kind of bravado around, thinking that, you know, it'll work out. You know, it doesn't matter how much you screw up in training camp or how much, you know, in early rounds you might be giving up. If I don't do everything that I'm supposed to do, I will lose. You know, so knowing that going forward and getting this opportunity now, I know that I have to do everything, every round, in order to win. Otherwise, you know, nothing's going to be given to you in this game. You have to be able to take it.
What do you think your body's going to feel like back at middleweight as opposed to light heavyweight, where the super series?
You know, I've always been very comfortable in middleweight. You know, I've been, you know, traditionally come in between 58, 57, 58. I came in 166 for the World Super Series, World Boxing Super Series.
Right, that's one middle.
Yeah, I mean, right? I'm comfortable. You know, I'm very comfortable at this weight. You know, I'm no more than 2 pounds off right now. You know, I've been hanging out around here for a while, so I mean, I feel very comfortable at the middleweight division. So my body's going to feel absolutely fine. You know, no different than going up in weight. I mean, if you're telling me to go down to 54, that would be a problem. You know, then you're looking at me gassing out in 8 rounds. You know, but at this weight, I mean, I would feel comfortable in doing 12 or more if need be. You know, so I'm very comfortable at this weight.
a lot of fighters, they talk about when you fight a guy like Murata, brings pressure all night, that there's also this mental challenge of a guy. What do you anticipate mentally, on fight night? What kind of challenges do you think? Do you think that will play a big role, having to deal with the mental aspect of his pressure?
There's definitely a part of that you're going to have to deal with, but I think that sometimes you have to bully the bully. If he gets put on his back foot, sometimes he will tend to put his hands in his pockets. And when I say hands in the pockets, I mean he won't let go of punches quite as much if he's being pushed backwards. If you look at his fight with Hassan and Dom, what he did so well early in the first fight was just let his hands go. He just didn't quite have the horsepower, the firepower in order to convince him not to come out of that shell. So I think that if you're confident and you really let your hands go, you can kind of bully the bully a bit, and then if you keep him on his back foot, he's going to kind of keep his hands in his pockets and not let his hands go as much as he might be able to.
Did it inspire you at all when Caleb Truax, fellow guy from Minnesota, won a world title? Did that?
Yeah. I know Truax very well. He's actually a really cool guy. It was, of course, very inspiring. For the last about 4 years, I've lived in Dallas, Texas. But I mean, it was very inspiring to see a guy that I sparred with as an amateur, even early on in my pro career. He's a guy that always deserved it. And he works extremely hard. So that he ended up getting what he needed to get. And it was very inspiring, and I was very happy and proud. We're at a very proud sense to me. There's not a lot of champions that come out of Minnesota, especially. So when you see a guy, especially coming from around the same area that you are, it's a sense of pride.